Yes.
It's good to see you.
Thank you, Daddy. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are here with Nate Greenberg. It is Transparency in Government. The date is June 9th, 2017. And it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
This is his last time as superintendent.
Yes.
But I intend on having him back on other shows to talk about a lot of things. I found out on our last show that we do have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
So what I'd like to do is sort of wrap up the year here. And it's going to be a very informal conversation like we normally do. So how are you wrapping up your year?
Well,
and your career?
And my career. Well, the year is ending just fine. We had baccalaureate last night, which was June 8th, and that was, as always, wonderful.
Yeah.
We were able to get out over $100,000 worth of local scholarships to our students. We had somewhere in the neighborhood of 170 New Hampshire scholars who were recognized.
Wow.
We have one of our students was accepted and will be attending the Coast Guard Academy. Okay. And that scholarship really is worth $400,000.
Wow.
And we're extremely proud of her as she's going. We have graduation tonight, which we're really excited about.
Thanks for squeezing us in, by the way.
Oh, my pleasure.
I know there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and so we have graduation tonight over at the SNU Arena, which used to be the Verizon Center.
Right.
So we're really looking forward to that. It's a wonderful way of wrapping up the year for our seniors. We have over about 90% of our kids were accepted to colleges. Another 5% are going into apprenticeships and career schools. We have, I believe, 7 of our students, our learners, are going into the military service. A number of them are going directly out into work. So it really, it just shows the result of the wide range of opportunities and programs that our learners have so that they can be college and career ready. I believe the average SAT score is about 1,056, 57, somewhere in that range, which we're proud of.
Yes.
So the graduating class has a lot to be proud of, and obviously we're very proud of them. So
Going to have to get a bigger Hall of Fame plaque.
I think so. I think so. So we're just delighted, and it'll be another great time tonight.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what? In addition to scholarships, what other awards were given out?
The top 10, obviously.
Oh, and you had the dinner this year for the top 10.
Yes,
right?
we did. Jay
What
Parent,
a nice idea.
Yeah, Jay Parent, our high school principal, started this, I think 2 years ago now. And we have a dinner for the top 10 students and their parents. They come. The students talk about their experience at Londonderry High School, what their plans are, talk about the schools that they're going to. It's a really very nice, informal evening, and it's just another way of recognizing academic excellence. It's really good. And speaking of recognizing excellence, this week we recognized our 23 retirees, teachers, speech and language pathologists, special ed assistants, library media specialists, and they represent, believe it or not, 580 years of service.
I believe it because I recognize some of the names.
Yes, right. And I will keep names out of it, but
that's okay.
one of our retirees started teaching the same year as one of our principals was born. So that'll give you an idea of the extended service to the community.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
I know
students in
sometimes I see
Londonderry.
those names and I'm like, wow, that person was still there?
Yeah.
Back from when my daughter was in first grade.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes.
And I think one of the things that has enabled us to provide really quality programs and services to our learners is the fact that we have faculty and staff that stay with us for a long period of time.
You do.
So there's that consistency that goes through. And it also, I think, is indicative of the dedication of the people that work with our learners. And I think the thing that's really important, and I think it's one of the positive things about the culture in our school district, it's not just the teachers, and we're very proud of them, but the custodial staff, the assistants, the
You can't, yeah.
administrative assistants, everybody who operates in the schools, our dining services people, buildings and grounds, the administrative staff. So everybody's got a common focus, and I think that helps build a culture, and I think the community feels it, and that engenders really wonderful parent participation and support and community support. So it's a great place to be.
I've always liked seeing the respect that the different groups have for each other, understanding what they contribute to the system.
Absolutely.
You absolutely cannot have a school without custodians.
Oh, without a
You know,
doubt.
and I think the fact that the custodians do such a great job taking care of our schools
Sure.
gives everybody who walks into them a sense of pride and brings the level of respect for the district up too.
Absolutely. It sends a real positive
It does,
message.
yeah.
And our maintenance and custodial staff, headed by Chuck Zappla,
Yes.
who's truly outstanding, understand that. And our buildings are really immaculate. And that sends a real positive message.
does.
You come into
Yeah.
a clean building that's
Yeah.
well maintained, and that says something.
It absolutely does. It's always, I think, very disheartening for someone who has to go into anybody has to go into a building that's not being kept up well.
Absolutely.
You know, how much respect do they have for me if they don't respect where I'm working? So it
And-
makes a big difference.
yeah,
And it makes a difference with the kids, everybody.
Oh, everybody. And the added benefit, I think, and I learned this very early on in my career, is that the custodial and maintenance staff always have the best jokes. So
Yeah,
it's
they
always
do.
it's always good to make friends with them, because if you're having a bad day, aside from going to
They'll have-
kindergarten, you can go talk to a custodian, guaranteed you're going to come away with a smile.
You know, good point.
Yep.
Very good point.
Absolutely.
So does that pretty much cover all of the end of the year types of things that we're looking
Well,
at? Or?
we had today. There's a senior breakfast at each of the elementary schools, so the seniors go back to their elementary school for breakfast. Earlier this week, the kids went back to Moose Hill for milk and cookies, so they got to see their kindergarten teachers. Today, they're having an opportunity to go back and seeing their elementary teachers.
Yeah.
It's really good. Before I came over here today, I was over at the middle school, and each year we have the band puts on a little mini concert for the faculty, and I was over there, and the kids did a great job.
Yeah, they always do.
Absolutely. And then Mr. Susi was there, and he goes, "How many are going to the Tournament of Roses parade?" Because they were all 8th graders, and all the hands went up. So they're already excited
Yeah,
about going
yeah.
on to the
Oh,
high
yeah,
school
yeah.
and the Rose Bowl parade.
Yeah.
They'll get me. The Rose Bowl, the Rose Tournament of Roses
Tournament of
parade.
Roses parade.
Right, not Rose Bowl. I'll get my hands slapped. Tournament of Roses parade.
You have been told, huh?
Yes, I have been. So
Well, that sounds
it's-
like a lot of fun.
yeah, it's just a great time. Middle
Yeah,
school went on the
yeah.
floating lab, so they did that.
Yeah.
Elementary schools, for instance, North School went to Strawberry Bank this past week in the rain. That were,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
not
it
those
was-
downpours.
Yeah, but all the schools have wonderful things going
Mm-hmm.
on, so it's really a nice time of year. So
Yeah.
we're pulling everything together, and there are educational opportunities, fun opportunities, family opportunities. So it's
And
a good
wrapping
thing.
it
Yeah.
up for the year.
Absolutely.
Although we do have a lot of enrichment programs coming up over the summer.
Yes, we do. Once again, we're running a variety of enrichment programs for our students during the summer. Also, some programs to help kids who are having some difficulty or
Right.
struggling. So we'll be doing that again
Yeah.
this summer. So what we do is teachers actually develop a whole variety of enrichment programs.
And those are usually based on the teacher's
Yes.
interest as well,
Correct.
right? Yeah, so that
Yeah.
makes it even more fun for them.
Right, absolutely. And it's no cost to the taxpayers either, because parents pay a fee, and we do that, and we only run the programs that have an appropriate enrollment,
Right.
and they do it. So it gives the kids an opportunity to do something fun and
Sounds
something
good.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. And our teachers will be learning all summer.
Yes. A whole variety of staff development opportunities that are going to continue on into next year. We have 2 major initiatives going forward at the elementary level. We're instituting the Math and Focus math program at a variety of grade levels, so there'll be staff development there. We're going to continue with the iReady program, which Scott has talked to you about. We'll continue providing a variety of staff development on technology integration, growth mindset, and a variety of instructional strategies. So teachers will be busy, and then we have a significant number of teachers that are taking graduate courses this summer too.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice combination of things, and should be off to a great start next year.
Yeah. But aren't you going to miss this, Nate?
I will. It's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
But the school district, the schools are going to be in great hands with Scott. He's an accomplished educational leader. He's very bright, very articulate. He's got wonderful ideas, and he's going to be able to, with the assistance and working collaboratively with
Whoops, hello. As long as it's not an emergency.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. We all forget.
Yeah. So I think it'll be able to continue on with our focus. And one of the issues, a major issue that the district is going to be working with over the next several years is going to be growth and facilities.
Yeah.
So those are going to be things that Scott and Peter and the school board obviously will be talking about as we move ahead. Wallace Farms is opening up. We're continuing to see increasing enrollment numbers, particularly at the early elementary levels. Before coming over here today, we had 2 more people come in to register their kids for school. So we're continuing to see those numbers rise.
And it's not likely there'll be a sign going up that says, sorry, Londonderry's full.
That's correct. That's correct. Absolutely.
I thought it would look good right at exit 4.
4, 5,
5, yeah.
whether you come north, south, what. But so we're going to continue to see that with the construction. Geez,
I think you missed the...
with
You are popular.
I guess with the continuing work that's going on in town, with the new construction, with the turnover of houses. I'm going to turn this off so we don't get.
Okay.
We're going to continue to see enrollment increases. So that obviously is going to have an impact on facilities as we go forward. So the district's going to be looking at that. What direction do we take? Do we build another elementary school? How are we going to address that issue so that we can make sure that we're continuing to provide a quality program and services for all our kids?
So initially we were expecting this is probably going to hit the lower grades.
Yes.
And then just a curiosity question just popped into my head. We brought in students from out of town to the high school. When will that impact there? I mean, will we
Not for a number of years. I think we're obviously we're going to see some growth at the high school, but we've got plenty of room up at the high school. Space is not an issue at the high school.
Okay.
We've got a little over, roughly, let's say 1,600 kids at the high school. We've got capacity for 1,900.
Okay.
So that's not an issue. So space isn't an issue. But as more kids
they
come in,
up,
right. So what we'll see is a reverse pattern of what we saw with the decline, where we saw it hit. The decline in enrollment really began at the elementary level and then kind of worked its way up. So now what we're seeing is with the growth, it's
same thing.
Same thing.
Start at the
but
bottom.
Right. So, but the advantage of having the tuition students from Hooksett coming to the high school is we are pulling in pretty close to $1 million in tuition, which is about 30 cents on the tax rate, offset on the tax rate.
Offset, yeah.
And we haven't had to hire new teachers because of the distribution of the students. So it's been a financial positive for us.
And does it also help that with the numbers of students that we don't have to eliminate any programs?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So it's been a big plus for us. We've added this year 3 new elementary teachers for next year because of enrollment numbers and our desire to keep our class sizes very reasonable.
Yeah.
We added about 6.5 positions this year, a couple of ESOL teachers, a number of elementary teachers, special ed and LEAP, and kindergarten. So to make sure that we meet the needs of our kids, and our board has always been very supportive in that. We come through, as long as we can document, here's our need,
Right.
they're
They'll
first
support.
ones to step up and say, yeah, okay, let's address this.
Have we had a lot of impact with the ESOL, the English as a second language?
Much more than in the past. So what we have ESOL students at all 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high. Great kids,
Yeah.
wonderful kids. And so we're starting to see...
Eager to learn.
Yes, and multiple languages too. So it's not just,
Yeah.
well, it's Spanish or
Yeah,
French or
yeah.
whatever, but a whole variety of languages that we're seeing. Not too many years ago, we had a youngster come to school who spoke Gujarati, and I had to look it up. I didn't know where it was, but it's
No
like
idea.
a province in northern India, right around there.
Okay.
So, but we're happy to address those, and those kids, just like all our other students, bring a nice vibe to the district.
Oh,
So we're
absolutely.
happy to have
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I just think it's so amazing that you can teach English to so many different
Yes,
language-speaking children
yes,
versus teaching each different language.
Yes.
Because I forget what the number was I saw in Manchester School District at one time, but it was outrageous. It was like 140 different languages and
Yes.
dialects,
yes,
and it just
Yes.
overwhelming.
yeah, absolutely.
But I'm glad that's something that we can offer, and I
Yeah.
think that diversity
Yep.
is really, really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So you've got me wondering here. You have all of these facts and numbers and all of these programs. All of this is up here right now, Nate. What are you going to do with the extra room next year?
Nap. There you go. Well, I've been approached to teach at the graduate level, so I'm going to probably teach a course or 2 there just to keep my hands
Why
in
am I
things.
not surprised?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then-
What in particular would you be teaching?
Administrative courses,
Okay, great.
school law,
Okay, yeah.
leadership, that kind of stuff.
Fantastic.
I'll probably wind up doing a little bit of consulting, like facility studies or whatever.
yeah.
Maybe superintendent searches. We'll see what happens. But it'll, in one sense, it's going to be nice, and then I have more control over my time.
Yeah. Well, be careful,
Yes.
because I find that I have less time in retirement than I did when I was working, and I don't know why.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up. My wife retired 5 years ago, and she's as
Busy,
busy.
yeah.
It's incredible. So I'm confident that after a while I'll kind of pick up on
Settle
stuff.
in a little,
and,
yeah.
and do some stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm glad you're going to keep your hand in.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you know, something to keep me busy and something to keep me out of the house. So my wife,
Keep you out of trouble.
yes, and,
Always important.
Yeah, and then gives me an excuse as to why I didn't do what I was asked to do at home.
Around the house, yeah.
There you go.
I couldn't do that. I was busy at school.
See,
Yeah.
there you go. Absolutely.
Is there anything, well, you know, just a brief, because you're not much about talking about yourself, but where did you start? Can you give us like the
Sure.
timeline of Nate?
Yeah, sure. I started teaching in a small city in upstate New York. And I taught at the elementary level and middle school level.
Okay.
And then I was fortunate enough to get my first administrative position in a town in Connecticut. That was really good. It was Squadron Line School, and it was, at the time, it was called a Darnsworth School. And going back, ancient history here now, right? Early 70s, the federal government gave communities money, this was in Simsbury, Connecticut, to build schools that had accessibility for youngsters that had physical handicaps and also special education units. So it was a 1,000 pupil elementary school with 2 classes for students with multiple physical handicaps. Kids with classroom for kids that had emotional disabilities, learning disabilities, etc. And it was just an absolutely phenomenal experience. I was incredibly fortunate with the principal that I was working with, a gentleman named Walter Dunn, who was just an absolutely amazing man.
Yeah.
So I was there for several years, and then I went from Simsbury to another community in Connecticut called Glastonbury. I stayed with the Berries in
Berries, yeah.
Connecticut. And I was a principal there, also was basically the director of elementary education and curriculum. And from there, and that was also another wonderful experience. And then from there I went to Exeter at SAU 16 as an assistant superintendent. Loved it there, it was really good. I then got a superintendency in Somersworth, New Hampshire. I was there for a while. Then I went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire as superintendent. And then my parents had moved out west, and they were getting on in age, et cetera. So we decided to go out west. So I was out there for 4 years as a superintendent. And then 17 years ago, almost 18 now, I came back to New Hampshire as superintendent in Londonderry. So
That's a long time to be a superintendent in one district.
yeah, a total of 30 years overall as
Yeah.
a superintendent of
Yeah.
schools, 17 here, and there have been 17 wonderful years. I got really lucky when I wound up getting the job here. And after I was here for a little while, I said, you know, I really would like to be able to finish my career here and stay here for a while. Wonderful community.
And it worked.
Yeah, and so I've been very, very lucky.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now, we either have to say you were good and you advanced a lot, or, boy, you had a lot of jobs. Is that a problem?
Yeah, you can look at it either way, right? You can look at it either way. It was just simply opportunities that had come up, you know, and it just worked. It worked out well, and hopefully wherever I worked, I left it a little bit better than when I came, and things have just worked out well, you know. So, and I've been fortunate where I've worked. There've been great people to work with, but this has been just fantastic here. Londonderry.
Well, you know, you
my
kind of
favorite.
get back what you give out, so
thank you.
that works. That
Thank you.
works. But I want to thank you.
Oh, thank
I
you,
want to
Dottie.
thank you for being here for 17, 18 years, and you definitely have done a lot for the school district.
Thank you.
It's nice to see things be very, I think, settled. Okay, it's nice to see things going along smoothly. They grow, they change, but basically, everybody seems very happy and pleased with what they're doing and what their opportunities are, and that's from all those groups that we talked about before. I think they're all in that same category.
Super.
You don't hear much negativity.
That's great.
And that's really good. That's really
wonderful.
good to see.
Well, we're fortunate. Both you and I, we live in a wonderful community, supportive community. We both have had the opportunity to work with wonderful people.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes all the difference in the world.
It does. It does. I loved working for the town.
Yeah.
And I loved when I was involved with the school district.
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
So that was great too.
Yeah. There's an interesting quote I came across a little while ago, and I used it the other night. We were talking about the retirees. And so, you know, there's always a tendency as your career starts to wind down, you look to retirement and think about it and, you know, all the great things. But there was this quote that came across. It said, don't be sad because it's over. Be happy because it happened. And
I like
or
that. I
or
like
smile
that.
because it
Yeah,
happened.
I like
so
that.
I'm leaving with a smile.
Okay, that
There you
sounds
go.
pretty good. All right.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I'm really glad that you were with us all this
Thank you.
time. And I heard that you were being kind of a little shy about having a retirement party, though.
Correct. Yeah, there's one coming up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you finally gave in.
Yes, I did.
Good, good, because that's the other thing you have to remember. I have a friend who happens to be in this building who is very reluctant to accept things. And I have to keep reminding him that, you know, there's the other person is the one that's getting the benefit. They give to you and it feels good. So we want to do that same thing.
So, super.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep,
Without a
that's
doubt.
what we want to do. So I want to say happy retirement.
Thank you, Dottie.
And we're all hoping that, we'll see you here a lot. So
Absolutely.
this is not a goodbye for us.
No.
We're gonna be in that schedule between teaching and, all of those other things that are going to happen to you. You will be surprised. And I'm really glad that, that we've had this opportunity.
Me too. Me too.
I feel like I've gotten to know you more in the last year or so than at any other time.
Absolutely. No,
So,
same.
I really appreciate it a lot.
My pleasure.
And happy retirement.
Oh my goodness me!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Bag. There is no appropriate
Kevin, getting
song.
back here too.
Yeah, come on
Kevin's
back.
here too. He made
Hi,
a
Kevin.
special
You made
trip.
it back.
Ooh,
Go ahead, let him.
All right, and we have a little
you are so
goal. You
kind.
can set it down.
Well, I'm going to just tilt it if I can. so
Okay, for the
can get
Helen.
it.
Whoa.
You thought
Can you
of
see
that?
that, Helen?
Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. You're only old once by Dr. Seuss. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And inside, we all gave in the book, inside the book. Instead of a card, we inscribed it and gave you some messages there. And so
Thank you.
this is your mini retirement party, preparing you for the big one.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Absolutely. Dottie, thank you very much.
You are
Al,
very
You
welcome.
got it. You deserve it.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Kev,
Thank you.
Thank you. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
everything that you have done.
Oh, well, thank you.
And good luck on everything that you will be doing. You are going
you.
to have fun.
I'm looking forward to
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll let our director get back to the booth. Kevin has something to say. Okay.
Just very quickly, Nate, the town really owes you a debt of gratitude for everything you've done to make the school system really not just one of the best in the state, but one of the best in the country.
Thank you.
And you've been a mentor, a friend, and a confidant in the time I've been here. And I just hope one day I'll be able to say I've done as much for the town as you've done for the school system. But that's a lot. I got a long ways to go. But
Couple years.
yeah, a little more than that. But well done. Well
Thank you.
done. And the accolades are much deserved.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend.
absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. Absolutely.
Okay, so we won't push it any further because he does not like to be the center of attention here. So, but thank you again.
you, Dottie.
And look forward to seeing Nate on my other show, which is One Voice at a Time.
Okay.
And we will be talking about things that are of interest to you. And if we're not, you let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll do it.
There you go.
So thank you for watching. And Nate, thank you for being with us all
My
this
pleasure.
time.
My pleasure, Dottie.
And the good news is that Scott's planning on sitting in that seat for the future, and he will be bringing the new assistant superintendent, Daniel Black,
Yes.
with him the next time, so we can meet him. And I hope that you'll all be with us as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.